Have you ever looked at a donkey and thought, wait, is that a mule? Or maybe the other way around? You're not alone. With their long ears, serious expressions, and undeniable farm cred, these two hoofed heroes often get lumped together like they're the same animal in different outfits. Spoiler alert, they're not. In fact, while they might share a stable or even some DNA, their differences are not only fascinating, but also surprisingly important. From ancient caravans to military campaigns, donkeys and mules have helped shape human history in ways few animals can claim. And one of them can't even reproduce. Talk about a biological plot twist. So saddle up, because in today's episode of The Story of Animals, we're answering the age-old question, donkeys versus mules. What's the difference? Let's kick things off with the donkey, Equus africanus asinus if you're feeling fancy. Donkeys are descendants of the African wild ass, domesticated thousands of years ago. Hardy, desert-adapted, and famously frugal when it comes to food and water, donkeys have been the reliable underdogs of the animal world. They tend to be smaller than horses, with straighter manes, bushier tails, and those long ears that practically double as satellite dishes. And then there's the bray. It's less of a neigh and more of a foghorn crossed with a wheeze. But it gets the job done. What makes donkeys special? Intelligence, for one. Contrary to the old stereotype, donkeys aren't stubborn. They're just cautious. If something seems dangerous, a donkey will freeze, assess, and decide. It's not rebellion. It's self-preservation with a skeptical twist. Now, meet the mule, the result of a male donkey called a jack and a female horse, a mare. The mule is a hybrid, and a mighty impressive one. From its horse mom, it inherits strength, height, and muscle. From its donkey dad, it gets endurance, sure-footedness, and those telltale long ears. Mules are built for work, combining the best traits of both parents into one supercharged equine. But here's where it gets weird. Most mules are sterile. Why? Because donkeys and horses have different numbers of chromosomes. Horses have 64, donkeys have 62. Their offspring ends up with 63, a genetic odd number that makes reproduction nearly impossible. It's like a great recipe you can never quite replicate. So how do they act? Donkeys are deep thinkers. They're observant, cautious, and form strong bonds with their companions, animal or human. Separate a bonded pair of donkeys, and one might actually become depressed. They're social animals with complex emotions. Mules, meanwhile, are the perfect mix of logic and muscle. They're more energetic than donkeys, but less flighty than horses. Thanks to their donkey side, they tend to be calmer under pressure and less likely to panic. This makes them ideal for navigating rough terrain, carrying loads, or performing in demanding environments. If donkeys are the introverts who ask, "Are we sure this is a good idea?" Mules are the ones saying, "I've got this, but I'm not jumping off any cliffs." Donkeys have been serving humanity for over 5,000 years. They've pulled carts, carried water, plowed fields, and delivered goods across unforgiving landscapes. In many developing regions, they're still vital to daily life. Mules, on the other hand, became essential during military campaigns, mining operations, and agriculture in the 18th and 19th centuries. Their strength and endurance made them the original all-terrain vehicle. In fact, some armies still use mules for navigating mountain terrain where vehicles can't go. Here's something interesting. Mules are often healthier and live longer than either of their parents. That's thanks to something called hybrid vigor. It's nature's way of giving hybrids an advantage: better disease resistance, stamina, and overall resilience. Donkeys, too, are tough. They can thrive in hot, dry climates and live off modest forage, but don't mistake low maintenance for no maintenance. Both animals need proper hoof care, veterinary attention, and yes, a little emotional support from time to time. So, donkey or mule? Well, that depends on what you need. Want a loyal, cautious, desert-hardened companion? Go for the donkey. Need a powerhouse with the wisdom of a donkey and the speed of a horse? The mule's your match. They're not rivals. They're relatives, each with a unique set of traits that makes them incredibly useful, surprisingly lovable, and deeply underappreciated. Next time someone calls you a mule or a donkey, maybe say thank you. Now, it's time to see how much you've learned from today's episode. We've got 3 fun trivia questions coming up. Ready? Let's start. Question 1. Why are most mules sterile? The correct answer is C. Because they have an odd number of chromosomes. Mules inherit 63 chromosomes, an uneven mix from their horse and donkey parents, making it almost impossible for them to produce viable offspring. Let's try another question. Question 2. What do donkeys typically do when they sense danger? The correct answer is B. Freeze and evaluate the threat. Donkeys are cautious animals and will stop to assess potential danger instead of reacting hastily, which often gets misunderstood as stubbornness. Let's move on to the last question for this episode. Question 3. Which trait is not commonly seen in mules? The correct answer is B. High panic response. Unlike many horses, mules are known for being calm and unlikely to panic thanks to their donkey ancestry. Great job if you got all 3 questions right. If you missed any, no worries. You're now officially smarter than your average braying barnyard animal. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution.